welcome back, everybody. I'm Dylan.
I'm Elle.
And we both love soup. All right, we got to start with a resolution check-in. I know it's only a couple weeks in. We're coming up on week 2. This is going to be week 2.
Is this only week 2?
Or is it closer to 3?
Well, then
what are we, 12? Yeah, so we're at week 2.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm not doing that bad then.
Yes, so yours big one was less TV.
I'm not doing any of that. I am watching TV, nothing but TV. TV all the time.
So you're starting a new baseline. You're going to do this maximum amount of TV so that anything other than that
is going to be less TV. Yes. That would be a nice idea. Well, I'm trying to finish up Outlander. So
to get ready for when they come back with it.
But they're not coming back until, I don't know why I'm doing it now. I should just.
Because you have that subscription service.
Exactly. And we might not for very long.
Yeah. But you are doing very good on dry January.
Except we went to Cougar today. We rode our bikes out to pick up our wine, and I did have a tasting.
So you moisted.
I moisted today.
Yeah.
I moisted yesterday too when we rode out to.
You just had that was a couple sips.
Well, that's all I did today too.
Okay.
So if you're still calling that dry,
I guess it's alcoholic. You have to have none. I don't know my benchmark. Today's cocktail we are doing dry. Very easy,
which is delicious, even dry.
Our spiced pear spritz. So I've been sticking with challenging my mind. Every morning I attempt to do the New York Times connections, which I gotta say, some of them
have been really bad lately.
So yeah, there's 4. Anyone who's ever done connections, you get 16 words.
Come on, sweets.
Rory's.
I got a Rory climbing into my lap.
He always wants to climb into your lap.
I know, he loves my lap. Sorry. All right.
So you get the 16 words, and you have to associate them into 4 groups of 4. And they have, Miranda just learned this when I told her today, the different colors are different levels. Like yellow's the easiest, purple or green's the easiest, yellow, and then like orange and purple is the hardest. And I tell you, their purple ones lately, the only reason I get them is because I got the other 3. When I even see the answer, I have to go, what the holy heck on some
I don't know
of
if this is a sign of my brain capacity lately. I have a really bad headache, and I have for like the last month. And so it's making me not only super bitchy, as Dylan found out yesterday, but also it's like the pain brain again. I just can't, I'm not thinking very well. I literally did nothing. I got none of the New York Times connections this morning. And then I did my luminosity and I felt a little better because...
Have you been doing connections lately, Miranda? Are you back on the connections train?
No. I don't really do it anymore.
Oh, you got to get back on it with us so you can bitch with us.
Yeah.
But some of them are so stupid.
Well, they're so obscure.
One was the ingredients to an old fashioned.
I don't know the ingredients to an old fashioned.
Wait, I thought that was okay. I did do that one because it was in my daily stand up. We always try to do like a connecting.
Oh, okay.
Thing.
But I mean, that's not something that belongs in connections because that's such a finite. I thought connections were more broad scope.
Yeah.
But having someone have to know that if I were like writing an SAT question, that was way too biased to know the ingredients to an old fashioned. I don't know. There was a lot of bias in that one. And then some of the other ones,
some other ones that
like
were
change one letter,
add ing to this name. All these words
I'm
end
a little
up being
disappointed
a verb
in the
or whatever.
purples.
I agree
on that. But loving lumosity.
Digging
I've
lumosity.
already said, just go ahead, take my money. So
Yeah.
I paid for the $60 for the year. I've been doing that every day. I've been even sometimes just like when I'm standing
Adding
in line,
extra
I'll
ones.
add an
Yeah, me
extra
too.
one. Few of those, though, are pretty damn humbling.
Oh, I finally did the ants, so I know what you're talking about. The ants
the bubbles. And the first time I did the ants, terrible. I'm getting better with the ants.
and the angle one, the angles where it shows the angles. And then they takes
where
away
the
the
pinball
angles
goes.
and the pinball. Yeah, I like that one though.
Yeah, I like it, but damn, that one's hard.
one
And
gets
then when
really
you
hard.
get into the higher level of the math ones and the math association, wow, you've got to have a clear head when you do that. Clear head. Loving the vocabulary association where I tell Miranda they give you a word and then there's like 5 or 6 below and you have to pick the 2 synonyms.
I haven't done that. No.
And then another one where you order the words, they give you 4.
I'm avoiding anything that I could actually use right now because my brain just doesn't, it's frustrating when my brain doesn't work. And so I'm like avoiding the math ones, I'm avoiding the vocabulary ones because I know I'm going to suck at them. And I know that's stupid, but
the one
that's the way
I'm liking in the word one is you get 4 words and you have to order them in order of like intensity. So like if it's an emotion, you'll order them, and you can either go top down or bottom up, because boy, is that a vocab expander. Because like, oh, the word is, uncomfortable, and then it's got all these other words that mean varying degrees of
the one I have done is where it gives you 2 or 3 letters, and then you have to come up with words that follow that.
There's a game, what is it, Boggle? It's like Boggle.
Yeah, it's like Boggle.
Yeah. So love that app. I recommend it for anybody of all ages. I could totally see where it is helping fire some things for me.
Yes, I think so too. I think it's helping, even though my brain doesn't.
And
work.
I know it's recommended. I think even my company might cover the cost. I haven't seen it because it's been advertised as for people who have kind of the COVID fog coming out, that's an important way to flex that muscle. But super thumbs up on Lumosity.
Yep, digging it. And it's not that expensive. Like
it's
$60
for
bucks
the
a year. Yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
I mean, we blew $60 at Mad Madeline's on when we were
French
supposed to just be going for fries. Ed orders a hot dog. It's like everyone ate full on food. I'm like, you guys, this was a fry run. But and then Duolingo. I just hit my 1 year with Duolingo.
Oh, nice. I should get back into that because I was doing that for a
I do
while.
every day. I do Duolingo. I start with connections, do Duolingo, and then I do Lumosity.
I did pick up my mandolin. I tuned it.
You dusted it?
I dusted it. I tuned it. And I attempted a first lesson from a guy I didn't really like the lesson from. But I did the first lesson.
That's good.
Yeah. So that was something.
I was about to do the Perfect Adventures with Rory this week, but he had the suds. He was not feeling great.
He had the
poopy
squishes.
butt, and he was coughing, but he's finally feeling good. His friend Finn and
The weird
Fry
thing is
came
he
over.
seemed totally fine.
Totally fine.
Other than the poopy butt.
Other than Zach got up with him one
Finn had
night.
poopy butt this week too.
Really?
Something.
Maybe there's a virus.
Were they together? I think they've been apart.
No, they've been apart too. So, but like poor Zach was up with him the other night, or twice. He came to bother Zach, like, I really got to go, dude. And evidently I was sleeping like a rock, which normally I hear everything. And so he made Zach take him out. But
today, Finn threw up all down the stairs. So he decided to throw up at the top of the stairs so that it.
nice.
Oh, so it runs all the way down. That's really
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bright orange.
Yeah, I broke out the carpet cleaner twice this week for spit ups and dirty paws, but anyway, seems to be doing better now. But that meant that all the cute little games I wanted to do with him, which was basically a shell game.
No. I've got him back.
He's back.
I know. Hi, baby.
We just didn't do it because I'm like, I don't think he's feeling up to it. So
No.
I'm excited to start it.
I don't know why you want in my lap so much.
Yeah.
No.
So still have to start that, but we're only in week 2.
Yeah. Okay.
I did go back to the Murrieta Hot Springs.
Yes, you did.
They had an offer they emailed that talked about a free day for your birthday. So then I signed up and was going to put a fake birthday. And then I thought about it. They go, oh, they insist on a driver's license. I said, oh, screw that. So I backed out. But I saw that the resident rate was only like $40.
I was going to go with you. Why didn't I go with you? I had some reason I did not go with you.
Oh, you didn't want to use...
No.
Casey was going to go.
No.
You had some
I don't
other
know why I
reason.
didn't go. I know.
It was good you didn't go.
I know. I was glad I didn't go because you said it was really
they
hard.
fixed the things like the walking on Legos. A lot of the construction was done. It was so crowded. The line to get in there, probably because they're offering the Super Bro pricing for a day rate. But, oh, geez, was it a long line. So I just cut the line and said, go ahead. Figure out who I am later, because I wasn't going to pay for the towel.
I think
or the
that's so
robe.
funny that you just scofflawed it.
I had paid for it online, so it wasn't like if they had stopped me, I would have showed my email and been like, "But you didn't check in. I didn't need your towel. I didn't need your."
Right.
But it was so crowded. I walked around for the first 20 minutes, even looking for a singleton chair.
Yeah. So it was a good thing I didn't go.
Otherwise, beautiful weather. Did it feel serene and spa-like? Yeah, no.
No, not again. Okay.
I think it's too big. Now, the ones who do look like they're serene and spa-like, if you're staying and paying the big bucks, they had an area specifically cordoned off for you. That looked pretty serene. But that would mean you have to stay overnight or something.
Bummer.
But again, boo-hoo that I had a
bad spa.
Yeah.
Is there such a thing as a bad spa day?
day?
No, not really. I haven't. It's been a while since I did spa day. I feel like I'm missing
I
out.
invited you to come on Martin Luther King Day. We can go to South Coast. But you said you didn't want to do that because you thought Casey.
Well, because then we were going to do Friday, and then it would have been like maybe I will go. I bet I can't get in now.
I don't know.
What time's your appointment?
I'll have to look. Probably 10.
All right. We'll take this offline.
Yes. As we talk about it. The other thing I did this week, which I am getting more and more excited about, is I went and had my evaluation for my refractive lens exchange, which is essentially what cataract surgery is.
Cataract surgery, but they change your lenses.
They change my
prescription.
lenses. So I am going to get that done, and I'm getting it done on the 21st. So probably right after, we'll podcast right after it. But it'll basically be the last eye surgery I ever need.
Yeah.
My vision will be.
My ophthalmologist says if I just wait a few years, it'll get paid for by insurance, which is true.
Maybe your lenses, my lenses will always, I can't have basic lenses because of my stigmatism, and then when I do the monovision, mine will always be custom, and insurance never pays for the truly custom
But
ones.
they would pay for the surgery itself. I would just have to probably pay extra for the lenses.
I have maybe about 5 or 6 years before I could even get a dime out of that.
Yeah. I think I'm 5 or 6 years out too.
Yeah.
But
And I would just rather right now not have to ever worry about dust in my eyes, dry eyes. To me, it's worth the 11 grand to just.
11 grand. Whoa.
Yes. It's a medical.
It's 11 grand.
I was thinking 3s, 4s.
No, that's
No, it's per
LASIK is
eye.
like 5.
It's $5,500 per eye. Custom lenses. It's anesthesia. Zach's having to drive me. That's how much
No
cataract
comment.
surgery is. It's how
It's
much
a lot of
cataract
money.
surgery is.
But she'll never need to get contacts again.
So
She'll never
as
need
you
to
think about big purchases, last year we did HVAC. We painted the house. I got the couch. This is going to be my one big purchase.
You could get like a nose job, a boob job, and Botox for that amount of
But
money.
my eyes are
I was
something
going to say,
use
I would
every
rather
day.
have my eyes fixed
I'm
than
not using my boobs. My nose is working fine.
Yeah, I would definitely rather have my eyes fixed than a boob job and a nose job.
That's a lot of money.
I'll
It
never
is a
have
lot
to
of
wear
money.
contact. My life was going to get better. I'm not going to have to sit there because my vision is just annoying enough that I need a little bit of correction. And just at the end of the day and being in front of a screen, it's a lot of eye fatigue. I'm excited. Don't harsh my buzz, man.
Yeah.
No.
Dad gave the same
Buzz
reaction.
kill.
He's just keeping quiet about it because if anyone in this house should get his eyes fixed, it's probably your dad.
You know what I'm going to say here? Let them.
Let them.
Let them get the eye surgery.
Well, we haven't gotten to that yet. Wait,
but no,
Let me focus on myself.
So yeah, and that's exactly where we're going with that.
okay.
So another thing I feel we have to talk about, and it's kind of a lead into the book that we're going to recommend that Miranda just alluded to here. And I am normally not a self-help book person.
No,
and,
and I hate them. I really do.
Normally,
I was
absolutely
shocked
hate.
when you texted me, and I was like,
I was shocked that came from you. I've been
you should
given
read
a
The
lot
Subtle
of self-help.
Art of Not Giving an F. That's a great one, too.
Yeah, I've read that.
So this is a Mel Robbins book just released
Actually, I
the
skimmed
end of
that.
the
I didn't
year,
read it.
and it's called The Let Them Theory. And it's downloaded on Audible. It's hard to even get a hard copy right now. I have one on order because I'm getting the actual book too. That's how much I'm like loving this. And
I got it on Kindle, no problem.
yeah, it's amazing. I feel like she's talking to me, and I'm like, I need this. I so need this perspective.
I think it's more amazing for people that have issues with other people in their life because I didn't find it. I thought it had some really great concepts. I didn't find it
The
that
Making
amazing.
Friends section, though,
The Making Friends section
we're
is
going to unpack
definitely
that. The next show, we're actually going to spend some time on a couple
on the
of
different chapters
and
talk about
particularly the Making Friends one, because this next story I'm going to tell, it really comes down to that. And
So what we're recommending, this is our book recommendation, and what we're saying is read this book so that the next time we meet, you'll know what we're talking about.
It's not a long book.
No, it's a super easy read.
She narrates, if you do the audio, she narrates it and adds a lot of color. Gets a little annoying where some parts with the way she says let them, sometimes she gets a little but like there's a section in there where she actually cries. She breaks down and cries because she's talking about when she hit rock bottom. And so, I mean, it is her narrating it, which I always find interesting in audiobooks I listen to. Again, not a self-help book person, and I am hook, line, and sinker into this one.
It's a great book.
And the whole premise of let them and let me. Read it, and when we talk at the next episode, you can unpack it together. But the next story I have to talk about is so I guess is he my uncle? So my mom's husband's brother. What would that be? I guess that would be uncle. But this is my mom's second husband. So anyway, not blood relative. lives up in Squim with them. He's a little bit younger than my mom's husband. And the only other marriage he's ever had in his life was very similar to what he's about to walk into right now. And it is such a bizarre scenario.
It's like you couldn't write this.
Yes.
It's so bizarre.
And it really boils down to you have an individual who is lonely and is so desperate to not be lonely that he's getting himself in a situation that
He's
all
being
of
taken
us
advantage of.
are like,
we
this
think.
just can't, this doesn't seem right, and there's nothing we can do about it. So he was out walking the neighbor's dogs. The neighbor was recovering from knee surgery out just on the Olympic Discovery Trail. And there was a group of Filipino women sitting at a picnic table, and they called him over. And they had, some nibblies, and they called him over and they were very, very direct about this the entire time. The express intent was to find a husband for one of them. Not kidding. They expressed this almost straight away with him. We're looking for a new husband.
It wasn't, backhanded or whatever.
No.
At least they were straightforward with it. The
honest.
fact that your uncle is sort of so lonely that he's
like, this sounds like a
falling
good
for
idea.
this, I guess, whatever.
So the interesting thing is this happened before I went up there for the lavender ride. So I actually got to meet her. And I had gotten the beginning part of the story, which at the time I was like, wow, this is really funny. And so I met her.
Like at the dinner though, is she saying, "Oh yeah, I met him in a park and I"?
Oh, they're straight up.
Like
yeah,
she said out
I
loud.
was there with them, and they had only been together for 2 weeks. So when I had come up there, 2 weeks, we went out wine tasting with them and with Mom and Jim, and then we went to a restaurant. It is the strangest dynamic. They don't really talk. They don't have hardly anything. She's way younger. She's my age. Oh, that's the other thing. She's my age.
Yeah.
So she's already 20 years younger than he is.
20.
But it's been forthcoming all along, just really bizarre. Well, over these last couple months, like the next week, oh, I need a place to live. She moves in with him. Oh, my dad also needs a place to live. He moves in. Oh, I have all my stuff for this online business I run. Can I store all my stuff in your garage instead of my storage unit? So she is 100% intertwined in his life.
Taking over.
And now we find out, one of my mom's friends calls her and says, have you seen the announcement in the paper that he had applied for a marriage license? And now, meanwhile, since that time at Lavender Festival, they haven't seen Bruce. They haven't seen her again. He's kind of off on his own. And
it's almost like
Jim used to talk with his brother at least every week, multiple times a week. It's been like
cricket,
huge stretches of time. Well, he gets a call 2 days ago inviting them to the first of 3 weddings that's going to occur at their house. So wedding number 1 is
at the house.
It's just a small group. Wedding number 2 is she needs to go back to the Philippines in order to have a Filipino wedding to be recognized in the Philippines, because she had been married before and she's got kids in the Philippines. And then wedding number 3 is, I guess she's a Mormon now, and they're going to have a wedding in Kingston.
Are we sure she doesn't have another husband in Kingston?
If she truly is Mormon, though, she cannot marry him.
Yeah, I know, it's true.
I know, because
you can't.
Yeah.
So the whole thing
You would have to
on
convert.
every
You would have to
level
convert.
is
Which
just
he
bizarre.
might be converting.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, and
Don't
so
take
yeah,
anybody.
There's so
Who
much
knows?
bizarreness.
There
The
is.
whole thing is just bizarre.
and I don't think he's being really forthcoming when you try to talk to him about it. Like, you ask him if he's happy, he just kind of shrugs. So I think it just shows when someone is lonely or so afraid of continuing to be lonely,
they'll do anything.
they'll do anything.
Yeah.
And
I also think there's a fair number of people who are so anti-confrontation. They will not do anything that involves confrontation to the point
He's
where
it.
he
and this is a smart man. This is a man who
Rocket
you could
scientist.
call rocket scientist. This is not a stupid man, but it kind of, he's emotionally I'm going to say retarded, but that's probably a little strong a word.
Pick a different one.
Yeah, that's not a good word.
Spend a couple more times.
Yeah, here's my luminosity.
Where's my
word.
luminosity?
Pick a different
Go
one.
up the scale. Emotionally stunted.
Deficient. Okay.
Deficient. And I think
Where's my thesaurus when I need it?
I think more importantly, I think Elle, you hit the nail on the head. I think he's never been confrontational, and so you have this person who's basically Jesus taking the wheel.
Yeah.
And he's just going along with it because, I mean, nothing that's happened so far has harmed him. I mean, she's cooking and cleaning, I guess.
But I was saying, like,
But she's moving all over. He had this beautifully crafted house with furniture that he had a designer put in there. Now she's moving.
Knickknacks perfectly placed.
Yes, I mean, like, these are curated knickknacks.
I got it. Yeah.
Now
Beautiful.
she is moved
Dusted
in
every
this
day.
mismatch of weird furniture. Dad is living in the downstairs walkout apartment.
Which kind of works perfectly because it is
It is a nice.
apartment.
It's a full
down there.
apartment.
It is perfect for that. But so all those things just
So
together.
where is he building his ship in a bottle? Because that was where he did
That's
it.
down there. So I don't know if he's put that on pause because the dad's down there.
What about
And other just
Well,
gotta
you
say,
guys are all heading up there, so you're gonna.
she's my age.
Yeah, I know.
Jeanette is my age.
It's sad. It's a sad situation. It's a sad.
And I think it's more common than we realize. So we're sitting here saying, well, this is so bizarre. I bet you this is
I
not.
bet this is pretty
What's
common.
bizarre about it is maybe the directness in which the Filipino women have approached it. Mm-hmm. And I mean, she never said to him anything else. She was very straight off. I'm looking for a new husband. I need a new husband. Oh, because she's going to get deported if she doesn't get married.
Oh yeah, that's the other factor.
So who knows what's going to happen in Dump's regime. So more to come on that. But so as Mom was spiraling a bit and talking, I just kept asking her what she's going to wear to the wedding to try to refocus her. The Packers game is on while
They just lost.
It's over.
Well,
Man, between the Chargers and the Packers, it hasn't been really.
what a disappointing couple days. Yeah,
It is. It's always next season.
they
So-
just didn't have it. They just didn't. Disappointing this year.
More to come on the wedding and what my mom will be wearing.
I'm
and
over
then
here eating my pear while we're chatting.
We're Miranda and Brett are driving, and I'm flying up in 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we're going to go over and say hello and congratulate Bruce and Jeanette.
Yeah.
I think you should check in on him. Make sure he's alive.
I think we are.
I would say it smells like a symbiotic relationship. When you're talking about loneliness, she makes him not lonely, and he gives her shelter.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me,
I
it
just-
smells like they're gonna off him, and
Yeah.
Inherit
I'm
all his-
screaming prenup.
yeah,
But-
prenup. That's what I'm.
Because I forgot the one of the most important footnotes in all this. This happened to him once before.
Oh, right,
His
yeah.
first marriage was he was on a singles cruise and he met a woman. He married her, and she
Took him
was a
for everything.
bloodbath. I mean, yeah.
And he makes good
Really good money.
He
good
had
money,
made
right?
really good money. He's
I mean,
retired
and also
now.
still makes good money off photography, right? He has
I
to
don't
have
know. I think he
royalties.
just does it as a hobby.
He probably has a
But
lot
he
of
hid, if he
investments.
hadn't hidden money from this other woman, he would have wound up being almost broke.
Yeah.
She seriously took everything. And so he had that experience, it's this unloving and what I would call parasitic relationship. I would have thought, oh man, he's going to.
He would never do it again.
And he moved to Sequim to be close to his brother. So it's not like he's completely was isolated like he was when he was in Michigan. And he's like in a ping pong group. So we're not talking someone who had like nothing going on. Personally, the man needed a dog or
a
two.
dog would have been a much better option than a
He's
wife.
borrowing his neighbor's dog.
Yeah.
But more to come. I wish him the best. I am
I
just
hope
looking
for the
at this
best.
with my head sideways, like,
Yeah.
yeah, what? You can't miss. This is a made-for-TV.
It's just a weird situation, and I hope that she's on the up and up, and I hope she's a kind person, and I hope she's not taking him to the cleaners, and I hope she doesn't off him and
any
take the money.
nefarious vibes from her. I had zero in common with her. For one, she's like 4'9", and so Jim is tall. Jim is, and I'm tall. And seriously, I felt like Gulliver when we were around her, because she is itty bitty.
I feel that way when I wear flats and you wear heels, though. So,
So imagine someone who's not even 5 feet tall.
yeah.
It was seriously Gulliver. So anyway, more to come on that one. So a completely random pivot to I want to do is I'm
This
sitting
is sort
next-
of a random. We're doing another random
a
episode.
little bit of randomness before we get into a kind of a weighty topic.
Yeah.
one of the things I decided to try, and it was something that was pitched to me right before Christmas, and we didn't talk about it on a holiday happening gift because it didn't come in time, and it came now, and I gotta say, I think it's awesome. It's fragrances by a company called Noteworthy, and what they do is they send you 15 nice size sample vials of their scents, and then you get to try them, and then you get the little coupon that comes with it gets you a full size of the one that's your favorite. And
So how much did this thing cost?
this thing was $40.
Okay. So it's $40 for 15 little
15. Even
sample
alone,
sizes.
a lot of times these samples, when you buy other samples in store, these are themselves are like $2 a piece. So
I usually give them to you free, but it's a pain in the ass to go to
It's
Nordstrom's and
curated.
try to get them.
So there's some that are spicy, some are fruity, some that are smoky. But wow, the first one I'm already trying, I feel like that's going to be my one. But I'm like, I still got 14 others to try.
Yeah.
So I bought you the set, Miranda, so you too can try it. And
I
then,
like to change my scents.
and that's
like,
the other
match
thing.
a
What
scent
kind of
to an
mood you're
outfit.
in? Like sometimes I want to smell like cotton candy.
I have two different scents. One is very floral and very sweet, and the other one is very spicy. And so it just depends. Am I feeling sweet or am I feeling spicy?
But the cool thing about it is they run the gamut. I mean, like seriously, are just it's like Joe Malone. You got this whole thing going on
I love
here.
Joe Malone.
So
That's one of my scents. That's my
yeah,
sweet scent.
I'm excited to pick mine and discover some new ones. Like Miranda said, they're great for purse.
And what you don't like, let me check.
Yes,
because
we'll
I,
get all
I feel
done.
like you and I are.
You
You,
guys sit
just
there.
got your own set. I
Yeah,
thought.
your set's
Never
coming.
mind.
and then which ones you don't like came from.
Yeah, there you go.
But I highly recommend it for your own self. Valentine's Day is coming up. Maybe buy yourself a gift and say, "Hey, thanks, love, Lund," or "Hey, I can buy myself flowers. I can buy myself some Noteworthy."
That's right. It's all about this year. I'm sorry. It's all about me.
Yes.
I want.
There is no amount of sage right now that is going to help. 2025 is not off to a great start.
No,
Just-
we're in. Are we moving on to California?
Yeah, we're in a funk. I have to admit, I think back. I feel like 2025 is starting how 2000 did, and I dare
Yes.
say that out loud.
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
Sorry,
2020.
2000. Oh my God. Kobe and the crash happened early on in 2000. You had Australia.
2020.
Australia was burning.
Gotta say the right.
Australia was
2020.
burning.
Australia was burning.
And now we're burning.
And
or
California
LA
is
burning.
just is in the midst of experiencing. I think we're only about 11% contained. The worst
ever.
fires ever. Not
Yeah.
just California.
Well, it's officially the most destructive, not the largest, but
The most destructive.
It is.
To structures and human
Palisades
life.
is the most destructive. Eaton is the second most destructive.
And
So
they're two
in the
together,
same-
yeah. And they're not even in the same area. They're
Yeah.
basically
And
neighbors, but
It's
neighbors.
absolutely
Completely
devastating.
different.
It hits really close to home for us, both geographically and emotionally, because we have friends and family.
Dick Van Dyke's cat lived.
Oh, thank goodness.
He couldn't get to the
The
cat.
other day we were watching a video and Dick Van Dyke was being evacuated and he said his cat escaped and he didn't, and I thought that cat was dead because you could see the fire on his house.
And animals hide.
And there was a lot of animals being killed. There was actually, we saw an ASPCA or somebody, or Pasadena
I can't even watch anymore.
was saying, Pasadena Home Animal Shelter was saying that they were going to pick up remains of animals to chip them and see if they could let people know that they found their animals or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really sad. But I just saw the
We
video
thought
this
his cat
morning
was a
that Dick
goner.
Van Dyke...
And he tried. I mean, Dick Van Dyke is like pushing 100 right now.
Yeah, his wife is actually much younger, and she tried to get him and couldn't. They have a dog as well.
And well, growing up, we had experienced a house fire. I retold this story to Miranda today on the
that's
bike
right. I
ride.
remember that.
And my dad went back in to get our cat, and the cats, as cats will do, hid, and it broke his heart. And sure enough, when we got back in there, the cat had hidden under like the kitchen banquette.
Yeah.
And actually,
The best thing you can do if your house is on fire and you can't get to your cat, you can't get them, is to leave a door open or a window open, because cats do have a way of, if they can get out, if they can get
this
out.
one hunkered down underneath
sometimes
our
they
little
hunker down.
storage drawer in the banquette, and he fortunately, if he had to go, it was taken by smoke inhalation.
Yeah.
But oh my God, broke my dad's heart, because, and it's a fear we have too. It's like the cats will flee, the dogs are Velcro to me. They'll be with me,
Right.
Grab Huggy, put him in the cat carrier. But it's the
I would worry about
good
Stella.
luck picking Stella up.
Stella
Jack.
more than Greg, because I feel like Greg would leave the house, whereas Stella will hunker. And I have the same problem with Raven and Crow. Crow will probably run out, Raven will hunker.
Yeah.
So yeah. But
So
we have the
absolutely
carrier cases.
devastating.
Like we used to keep them up in a cabinet.
Yeah,
we keep them down now because just in case
I can get to it all.
Yeah, we want to be able to get to
But
them.
we're about 50 miles away from where it's all happening. But we know a lot of people.
And the winds are going the opposite direction. If the winds were heading east,
Oh yeah,
we would be choking.
Yeah.
And I feel like we were already, it's the Santa Ana winds happen this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
And that means the winds are coming off the desert going west. And that's why the fires they've been horrible winds, really strong winds, which is why the fires are so bad. But it's been to our advantage. It's given me horrible allergies, but it is, we're not getting the smoke because of it, because it's all that smoke is going out to sea.
And I don't know how much the news has talked about. So Santa Ana winds is a very distinctly Southern California kind of weather phenomenon.
It used to be
We
on the
get
soap
this.
operas. The Santa Ana
Ana
winds
winds are
always make
blowing.
people crazy.
Yeah, and it happens around this time every year. Last year, it blew my fence down.
Right.
We get anywhere from 30 to 100 mile an hour winds that come. They generally are warmer. It's
Yes,
not like it's
really
cold.
warm. It's been beautiful weather.
Yeah, like our weather is fabulous, other than it's super windy.
Super windy.
And, that's the perfect recipe for
Fires.
spreading fires.
Yeah.
Now
Because there's
that-
no rain with it.
Yeah,
There's
I know,
no
and
rain.
we're dry as kindling. This
negative
time,
moisture.
Yeah, it is negative
this time
moisture right
last
now.
year we had a lot of moisture already.
It was an El Nino, La Nina, whatever.
it was-
Last year we had
We had a lot
a
of.
lot of rain, which we have not this
We
year.
didn't have that, and I know right now they're not sure what the origin of these are. We basically have like 4 unique fires, the 2 biggest ones being Palisades and Eaton, and they're not sure what's up. There's a lot of information out there. Henry Winkler, the Fonz, was theorizing that these were deliberately set as
It's
part of
total-
another eat the rich type thing.
It's totally possible. I mean,
Well, Ed claims that he's seen some evidence from the University of San Diego has cameras for something, and they actually have on camera someone setting
Oh, really?
the fire.
But it is suspicious that I go to.
We can't find it
Yeah,
anywhere.
it's all gone. And like I'm media blacked out right now.
Yeah,
Anytime
a
I
lot of
Google-
misinformation out there.
Yeah.
Trump saying it was because they dammed up something to save the smelt fish, fire hydrants not having pressure to work, and just it's a lot of
the bullshit that's coming out of the right on this. And yes, Gavin Newsom
compassion.
is, while I love him in some respects because he's an incredibly environmental governor, he's a little over the top in some
He
instances.
swung the other way a little too
And
hard.
there are situations where he goes too far. But the things that Trump is saying, like, where is this faucet? Where's this faucet that he's
Turn on the spigot.
Turn on the spigot. We do not have a spigot. I'm sorry. There is no spigot from Canada
Mother
or wherever.
Nature is not giving us the moisture. The winds came they were over 100 miles an hour.
Right.
the way
And there's
they
all this
spread.
propaganda about, oh, well, they didn't have the fire pumps. What are those things called?
Yeah, working for the hydrants.
Hydrants working because of some environmental thing. No, that's not true. There was an elevation
Yeah,
thing.
it's a water pressure
They
issue.
put the wrong pumps in front of some of these houses, or there's also water pressure. Take all this water away from everybody, and they're using so much water right now, and we just don't have water in this state. Which is going to be a whole nother environmental issue if we don't fucking figure it out. Pardon
And
my
well,
French.
the way they're having to put these fires out too is, they're using that chemical retardant, which is basically fertilizer.
Yeah.
Or they're doing seawater, and so seawater is literally
Salt water.
salting the earth,
Yes.
which is a biblical term for killing
Nothing will
everything.
grow there. Yeah.
And so, while they have to do it right now, that's setting us up for further trouble.
Right.
Because you aren't.
It is.
It's so
It's like
bad. Loss of life.
We could go from fires to Dust Bowl there with all of the crap that they're putting on these fires.
And it's only about, like I said, 15%, 15%
Yeah, it's not very
contained. It's still
contained.
going.
Well, the
winds
I
are
noticed
coming back.
the winds shifted today. The winds
Yeah.
are coming from a different direction.
They are,
So
and it was
that
quite windy.
can be good because if it shifts back on itself, then everything that's burnt can't burn again,
Mm-hmm.
and that could help put it out. But if it shifted just a little and now it's going south instead of going due west, then we could be really screwed.
But you're probably hearing on the news, a lot of celebrities have lost their multi-million-dollar homes. And that's what you're hearing, the focus, and they're showing the pictures. But you had a lot of people those were legacy homes.
Yeah.
Yes, Pacific Palisades is a very affluent zip code.
And people,
all those ones
I was
around
seeing
there.
people say things like, well, they have the money to replace it. Do you? Do you have the money to replace your belongings, your history, your memories of your home? No, you do not. There is not enough money in the world that replaces memories in your home. I'm sorry. I think that's really rude to just assume that
Regardless
just
of how wealthy.
because somebody has money, that's not as tragic as somebody who doesn't. I think that's really sad.
And then you got to feel for those who, this past year, massive exodus of insurance companies from California.
Right.
So a lot of people have no insurance.
There is a very good chance that many of the people that lost their homes do not have insurance on their homes.
No, I don't. And then here's an interesting thing, and I haven't had a chance to fully vet this, but I've heard it from several sources. And depending on how your homeowner's policy is written, and a lot of them are written that act of God fires or accidents are covered, but ones that can be proven that they were deliberately set and there was a criminality involved are not covered.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that
sad. Adds an element of what? I mean, when you're reading your policy, you get an insurance policy.
So then
the fine print is like this.
Then basically they do not want them to find that this has been set.
But so what happens with the gray area of, it's somebody's fire pit in the backyard? Is that an accidental? Or is that's an accident? Well, technically it's on purpose because you lit the fire pit.
That would be an same way when like the power lines sparked,
right?
Or when that one guy was out riding his motorcycle and a spark caused it. But there's the rumors abounding that this was actually people out there with blowtorches selectively lighting things along Mulholland Drive,
really
knowing the winds were coming. I mean, when you say it was the
I
perfect
saw a video
of
homeless people under a bridge. Because they have the fires.
They're blaming the homeless too.
And the fires go and then they get out of control because of the winds. Mm-hmm. And that's a whole nother issue unto itself, is that there's so many homeless people in LA and they're living under bridges and they're starting fires just to stay warm.
But we're in our cold. I mean, it's chilly in the morning. We're in the 30s.
It's really cold. Yeah.
Our bird bath froze.
Yeah. They're really?
Oh yeah. Every morning freezes. And it stays frozen all day right now because it's pretty cold.
Yeah.
It's not cold. It was like 70 degrees today.
Oh, it was 38 degrees in the morning.
I know, but it's like 70 degrees in the afternoon. Is it in the sun?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, half the day it is.
Yeah,
you got that shadow that comes.
But it's frozen.
Weird.
We digress about birds. So that bird camera and the pictures coming out of the bird camera. Oh my God, the bird camera is awesome.
Yeah. But also to go back to the fire, the photo that sent me into the spiral was the singed birds.
Did you see the singed cougar?
Oh,
cougar walking down like a major road with cars all over the place, and he was all black on one side. And then I saw that there was a video of some ASPCA or one of those, and there was a little kitten with his paws all charred. It's just so tragic. This is the
loss of life, the displaced animals. So these shelters.
Yeah.
Elle was talking to me yesterday. If there was ever a time
to donate,
wish you could foster, because so these people who've lost their homes now are in shelters and have to find alternatives. I know Airbnb is trying to help. The Hilton is offering rooms, but if you have pets, you are limited, and so these people are. There's going to be massive quantities of animals. Feeding into an already overwhelmed system.
And there's also just misplaced animals, and people are trying to be connected with their animals. But so what happened to the animals that were already in the shelter that needed homes? Those animals need to be somewhere else so that they can house these animals that they can possibly find the families for. Yeah, there's just more animals in shelters right now than they know what to do with. I saw video, and it's just like crate after crate stacked on top of each other with all these animals.
Something right now that you've got 10,000 plus people who are displaced. Those people are going to have to find places to live.
Right.
And you sit there and you hear the solutions being offered for temporary. They need permanent housing.
Yeah.
This isn't going to magically be... Talk to the people in the Carolinas who just went through floods. Yeah. They're still living in tents, some of those people on their property, or RVs and what have you. So they're anticipating our town is going to get a whole bunch of people.
Right. And if you can imagine that, again, people with money can afford to rent a place or whatever, but what if this was your legacy, was this house? What if that was your, you look at some of these actors that lost their homes, they haven't worked in years, who knows? That could be all the money they have could have been in that house. And granted, the land itself is worth way more, but it's still losing everything.
Good luck getting money out of that.
And how do you, how exactly, like, how are you living now for the next year?
And we thought the insurance situation in California was bad before. Mm-hmm. It's going to be
you're not going to be able to
uninsurable.
You're not going to be able to get insurance.
And anyone, I mean, you can go uninsured. We have friends that are doing it now because they'd rather self-insure than pay the $20,000 a year. But if you have a mortgage or any kind of debt, a lien against the property, you must show you have insurance.
Yeah.
And the mortgage companies, if you can't get it somewhere else, will write you this egregious predatory type policy that you have to carry. And
I would think that, like, anybody that lives in wine country, anybody that lives with any kind of land are not going to be able to be insured. Anybody that lives up against a green belt, not going to be able to get insured. Like, anybody that's really, the insurance companies are going to crack down and say, we're not insuring anybody.
Flat out, State Farm flat out
They've already
left.
have, yeah.
There's a whole conspiracy around that because, like, State Farm was like one of the primary insurers of in these areas, and they dropped these people about 6 to 12 months ago, and then magically everything burns to the ground. Everyone's like, "What the heck?"
Yeah, it's just sad. Yeah. You know me, I just care more about the animals than anything, and I had
to stop watching that one horse video it sent me in a.
And then all the wildlife too.
The wildlife,
so we're dumping
animals.
all this fire
the toxic fire
and it's
fire
just going to go into the runoff water. They're going to drink it. They're going to die. It's horrible. They don't have any habitat anymore.
This is going to be just lasting for years. The ramifications of it, and
and it really is a beautiful area. We've been over there. It was a beautiful area. I mean, these houses notwithstanding, the area itself, there's hiking trails, there's biking trails.
There's a reason the rich people live there. It's because it is
gorgeous. Yes, and it's really gorgeous. Not that far from the coast. The Malibu's houses were on the ocean. Those are, a lot of those are gone.
I saw an image I was talking to Miranda about where, right along the water, we're talking, these people with beachfront property. Everything burned to the ground. Houses they'd never in their wildest dreams would think would catch fire. But one guy had built his, and they interviewed him. They're like, "Why is your house standing completely unmarred?" And his architect built it with the modern, the roof and everything was fire retardant because he's like, "You're in California, it'll help you get insurance." And so it looks almost comical, like he must have had a dome over his house.
Yeah.
But what a testament to, they have the ability to build things like that. And that's going to be
if you work for a company or actually buying stock in a company that builds houses that are fire retardant right now would probably be a good idea. Maybe I should look into that.
Another point. It was already ridiculously difficult and expensive to get any kind of contractor or building assistance here.
Yeah.
Now, there's a reason HVAC and construction, all those people are going to be the new millionaires because.
And hey, kids, if you are struggling with what you're going to school for, go to school to
trades.
Go to school to be an electrician or a plumber or a builder, because those are the people that are making the money right now
and are going to continue to be the ones.
I mean, going back to my shower install, $30,000 to install a shower. These are
because they can.
These people are making huge amounts of money because they can.
Yeah. But
get a trade degree.
Super sad. Hopefully the winds will be kind this week. There's no rain in sight.
Yeah, I know.
So and yeah,
we're going on a cruise in a couple weeks, and it'll be interesting because we're going out of Long Beach, which is south of where this is, but we will be, in the ocean, so we'll be able to see the smoke and stuff.
The aerial pictures
it's devastating.
And they do the before and after. Did the Hollywood sign burn down?
No, no, it's right between them.
Yeah,
the one fire is here and the other fire is here, and it's right between them. So so far not. Let's hope. Knock on.
So
wood.
Yes, humans, we're not very good stewards of our environment.
No.
I fear that it is going to come out that this was arson.
And that just makes people suck.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
I know. We were talking about anybody. If they can catch this person, if this person really did set these fires, they should be in jail for murder because people died in these fires and lots of property was destroyed. The
dingbats who caused the fire last year with their gender reveal, that should have been manslaughter. Then.
It should have been manslaughter,
but
did that kill people?
Yeah, they're not as many as these, and it didn't cause nearly the structure damage because that was it. Most of the fires we have burning
damage. It's 80 billion estimated in $80 billion.
These houses are really expensive. These are
but stores,
so Elon, you
restaurants,
can rebuild,
roads,
some
houses,
really classic museums have gone.
I think the Getty made it.
There was
don't talk about the Bunny Museum.
The Bunny
Museum
didn't make
Museum.
it, but they saved all the bunnies.
They saved the bunnies, but the history of the
There's
Bunny
a lot
Museum.
of lost art.
There's a lot of lost art.
Yeah.
I mean,
Also
think about
art in these people's homes.
That's what we were saying.
Yes.
Like, imagine all of these people. Yes, it's not, a horrible loss to, financially whatever they can afford it, but it's their artwork. I imagine they're not taking this stuff off the walls when they leave, and that's somebody's work, somebody's legacy.
There have been a lot of lists. Not gonna lie, I was one of the ones. Even though we're so far from that, the downloads. You had the list of you have 5 minutes. Here's what you grabbed.
Oh yeah.
You have 1 hour. Here's what you grabbed. You have this many hours. But you had some friends whose parents refused to leave, even though they were told they should evacuate. They refused to leave.
That's just dumb. I'm sorry. I think that's really dumb.
They didn't leave. It didn't burn down. But it's just like, guys, that also is what makes it harder for them to do their job. If your car's in the way.
Exactly.
And
I couldn't believe the number of cars abandoned. But I think the fires came up so fast. Yes. People were in their cars, abandoning, and then
they were running into the water.
Running into the
That'll be another thing. Prices of cars and there we go. And you get to hear a chinchilla again. Sorry, Huggy.
He sounds like he's coughing.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like in pain.
It's just such a weird little noise.
So, I guess that there's enough to be said about that. Super sad and.
Yeah. It's just it's just one of those things that started our year.
2025.
This is what has started
in
our
a
year.
week. We're gonna, instill, Satan.
Yeah.
Didn't something happen in the middle of this? A big Trump thing happened where
he's now an actual convicted felon, but he has no sentence.
Yeah, something released where I was like, whoa.
So whereas other people are having to do, anyone who would have been convicted what he had would be serving time for sure, or at least something else. Oh no. So he is literally a felon.
Yep.
But that nothing happened. He has no community service.
So way to go, guys. Everybody that voted for him, you voted and elected a convicted felon.
And because
Good job.
the eggs were just too expensive. And he's not going to fix that.
Yes.
Bird flu's going around, so eggs are...
Oh, eggs are going up, yeah.
Yeah. But it's 2025.
It's just sad.
Not going so well. Maybe I don't want new eyes. Maybe I need to be blind.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying my blindness.
Blissed.
Yeah.
Blissed?
Bliss.
It's not a blister.
This is
in
alcohol free, right?
Yeah. Speaking of which, that's a good segue into the drink. So we're drinking a spiced pear spritz, and it is pear juice, some of the bitters Elle gave me for Christmas, and a little bit of ginger ale. And it's served with pear and a little star anise.
The star anise is making it. That really does.
That gives you that licorice.
I don't like licorice, nor do I like star anise, but in the drink, it just adds a little something.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
So when you make this an alcoholic version, a vodka and maybe some pear liquor would be what you'd add to it. But it is quite tasty.
It's tasty just without.
With just that.
Yeah.
And then the soup, which I'm going to make this week, is going to be creamy chicken enchilada soup. Oozing with cheddar and cream cheese, but Zach's gonna pretend he didn't hear that because he thinks cream cheese is too sour cream adjacent. And
cream cheese mixed in with the chickens and the everything else doesn't taste like cream cheese.
Yeah, so I'll say, but pretend you didn't hear that, Zach. Some black beans, lots of onions, some corn, and some shredded chicken.
I'm doing my cleanse this month, so I can't.
Yeah, that was harsh to describe right there.
I did just make. I've been making tuna casserole, which you had at Christmas.
I've been eating a lot of tuna recently.
Yeah, okay, so because on the diet I cannot eat wheat, I made it with potatoes instead, and it's really, really good that way. So, I'm sticking to my diet, and I've lost 5 pounds.
You're down 5 pounds.
Yep. So doing good.
Excellent. And as Rebecca said before, book recommendation, The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. Get it, listen to it, Kindle
We'll talk about it next time.
Song that has been living rent-free in my head is Starlight by Muse. And in particular the line, "This ship is taking me far away," because that is my sentiments lately. I wish a ship would take me
far away.
A spaceship, a new galaxy.
Which we could have done. Sailing, take me away.
And then Elle, your song.
Mine is we were playing. What have we pimped out that game yet?
Hitster? I think we did pimp out Hitster at the closing out of the year.
It's a fun one. Okay. So anyway, we were playing Hitster, and a song by, help me, what's her name?
Carly Simon.
Carly Simon came up, and so then
we're like, we really like
Carly. So then we listened to like a whole loop of Carly Simon, and what came to mind because of me was "I Haven't Got Time for the Pain" by Carly Simon. So that's my song du jour.
You were still,
I'm still
did get cortisone in your knee. How's that going?
Cortisone in both knees, and it is helping. When I went in, I thought I had torn my meniscus, and when I went in, he was like, well, you could have a small tear in your meniscus, or you could have a cyst. Either way, we would treat it with cortisone, so let's do that. And so in 3 weeks, if it's not better, I go back. But for now, I actually was better today than it was yesterday, so maybe it's just slowly but surely increasing. But yeah, I still have my back pain and my neck pain and every other pain.
But you got a cruise coming up.
But I got a cruise coming up.
And you've lost some weight.
Yes. So.
And yeah, we're taking the little victories.
Taking my wins. Got to take my wins.
When do you go on the cruise?
The 27th, whatever that Monday of the last.
January?
Yeah, the last week of January.
Up. I know. Good. Right, but then we leave to go to Grandma's for the week of
I know. I don't know why I thought you were leaving when I'm gone, and then so it'd be like 2 weeks before we would see each other, which makes me so sad. But I'm glad there's a week in between, or two.
Well, given everything, I thought I'd leave everyone with a thought to end the show, and that is never let someone you love forget that you love them.
Oh, that's nice.
So.
And that includes animals.
And that includes yes, I'm sitting here petting my...
You're pushing your dog away.
Yeah, just was sliming me. So I'm Dylan.
And I'm Elle.
And we both love soup.